Her eyes light up as her hand shoots into the air. Miss Ashley, I know the answer. It's the tympanic membrane. Here it is. Let me show you. My camper beams as she points to the membrane on the frog's head. Moments like this are why I teach. In that moment, seeds of curiosity are planted. Confidence takes root, and a genuine passion for science blooms. These are the transformations that I have been privileged to witness in my 9 years at Explore Hope Summer Science Camps. In that time, I've seen countless other sparks ignite. The wide-eyed awe of a student dissecting their first specimen, the infectious laughter of children testing their baking soda volcanoes, and the sheer joy accompanying a hard-earned aha moment. These moments transcend mere academic learning and represent the beauty of hands-on education. They testify to the power of engaging the senses, connecting emotionally, and learning collaboratively. In an era increasingly dominated by digital learning, hands-on education is vital for cultivating curiosity, resilience, and empathy. Over the past decade, education has undergone a seismic shift. Technology has revolutionized learning, making it more accessible and convenient than ever before. But at what cost? During the COVID-19 pandemic, digital tools became lifelines, allowing students to continue their education safely from home. Virtual classrooms and online platforms flourished, a testament to human ingenuity. Yet, as we continue forward, the unintended consequences of this digital dominance are becoming impossible to ignore. Almost 5 years after the height of the pandemic, many classrooms still remain overly reliant on screen-based learning. Digital tools offer convenience, but replace the tactile experiences that make hands-on learning so unique. Screens can provide instant answers and shortcuts, but diminish the persistence needed to solve real-world challenges, isolating learners instead of fostering collaboration. Let me be clear. Technology is not a bad thing. I'm concerned about the elimination of hands-on learning. By prioritizing experiential, collaborative learning over the more passive, screen-based methods, we can equip the next generation with the skills they need to thrive. Imagine 2 students tasked with building a bridge to support a small weight. The first student participates in a virtual simulation. They click and drag materials across the screen, relying on preset algorithms to test the bridge's strength. While the simulation provides feedback, the student misses out on the tactile experience of creating something of their own. The second student builds the bridge physically, out of popsicle sticks and glue. As they carefully cut, align, and secure the pieces, they encounter real challenges. Glue that takes time to dry, pieces that don't fit perfectly, and the need to problem solve when the structure collapses under weight. They feel the satisfaction of creating something with their own 2 hands and are developing problem-solving skills along the way. While both students complete the same task, the physical experience fosters a deeper connection to the process and develops problem-solving, critical thinking, and resilience in ways that the virtual simulation simply cannot replicate. The growing reliance on technology has significantly shifted how our students approach challenges. In my time at the science camps, I've observed an increasing impatience with trial and error projects. Students expect immediate results. This mindset is shaped by digital tools that provide instant answers and shortcuts. For example, in Tyke's Lego Camp, our students create Lego cars to race against their classmates. They're not given any instructions, besides that their cars have at least 2 wheels, so you can imagine the variety of vehicles they come up with. Years ago, students would occasionally struggle, but with encouragement would persist until they succeeded. But now, students are far more prone to giving up when their initial attempts fail, refusing to continue the activity, and even asking the teacher to do it for them so that it can be done right. This reluctance to embrace failure undermines the creative problem-solving and resilience that hands-on learning naturally fosters. In the science of Star Wars, students are tasked with building an escape pod for R2-D2 and C-3PO to keep them safe as they are hurtling through space and landing on Tatooine. Groups of students are given 20 minutes and a variety of materials to protect a raw egg dropped from a balcony. Unfortunately for R2-D2 and C-3PO, this activity is designed for them to fail. Most of the eggs will break, but that's the amazing part. They get a chance to analyze their mistakes and try again. In the second round, most, if not all, of the eggs survive. Students are learning how to cope with failure and mistakes while developing problem-solving and communication skills. Digital environments often foster individualized, isolated learning, where personal responsibility and collective accountability are less emphasized. Recognizing and addressing these gaps drives my passion for hands-on education. Hands-on education fosters teamwork and empathy. Empathy is the foundation for meaningful connection and collaboration. It is a powerful tool for creating stronger, kinder, and more connected communities in a world where division and misunderstanding have become the standard. When students work with someone else on a project, they're able to step into their shoes for a moment and see how they live their life. In diverse workplaces, empathy helps teams navigate cultural nuances, harness varied perspectives, and resolve conflicts. In society, empathy is vital for people to be able to solve global challenges. Hands-on learning fosters the development of empathy through collaborative projects and shared challenges. One particular experience stands out to me. In CSI camp, we had 25 excited students ready to solve the mystery donut caper. Among them was a neurodivergent student who struggled with blurting and self-regulation when the classroom got too loud. As teachers, we were prepared to support him, but some of his fellow students didn't understand why he didn't face the same consequences they did when he would disrupt the class, or why he was given a fidget to help him focus. But by the end of the week, after participating in group activities like fingerprinting and riddle solving, the students' perspectives shifted. They no longer complained about what they saw as special treatment, and instead made a conscious effort to make him more engaged and comfortable in all the activities. This illustrates how hands-on learning fosters empathy. Empathy is more than a personal trait. It is a critical societal tool. And hands-on learning is more than a teaching method. It's an educational philosophy rooted in engaging the whole person, mind, body, and heart. When students roll up their sleeves and dive into projects, they're not just learning concepts, but developing life skills. Through trial and error projects, they learn to analyze mistakes, refine strategies, and persist, mirroring real-world challenges, where success depends on adaptability, not perfection. But what changes from the classroom to real life? In my opinion, not much. Hands-on learning allows students to grow skills that will help them live a good life. My mother says, living a good life is to live well and love well. To live well is to thrive in all aspects of life, the physical, the social, and emotional. But to love well is to connect deeply, empathize, and build bridges across divides. Hands-on learning nurtures both. It allows students to succeed personally, but also to meaningfully embrace the world and give something else to it. Reflecting on my 9 years at Explore Hope Summer Science Camps, I'm reminded of the countless students whose lives I have seen transformed by hands-on learning. One particular student stands out to me. He has been to all 6 weeks of camp every summer since kindergarten, and now he's in 5th grade. The early years were rough. He struggled with sitting still, working with others, and would often act out in class. He quickly became well known among the staff, with new teachers being warned about his behavior. But over the years, I've watched him grow into an empathetic boy and an enthusiastic learner. Now, when he's having a rough day, or if he's just feeling overwhelmed, he comes up to me and he says, "Miss Ashley, I need to take a walk." And so we do. Sometimes we talk. Other times I just give him the silence that he needs to self-regulate. And by the time we return to the classroom, he jumps back into the activity with renewed vigor. His journey is just one of many that I've witnessed, each reinforcing a fundamental truth. When learning engages not just the mind, but also the body and heart, it fosters growth in ways that go far beyond academics. Neglecting this approach risks stagnation and division, limiting the potential of future generations. Education is everyone's responsibility, since impacts ripple throughout society. Teachers may be on the front lines, but parents, community members, and policymakers all have vital roles to play. Parents can foster their child's educational journey at home through activities that build curiosity, like cooking, gardening, and building projects. Community members can support education by funding after-school programs, organizing science fairs, and just creating opportunities for children to explore their interests. Policymakers shape the educational framework through funding and curriculum design, ensuring that all students have access to the resources they need to thrive. You can also share the importance of this approach with others, your friends, your family, and even on social media, showing how important hands-on learning can be to creating well-rounded individuals and raising the next generation right. You can also encourage others, especially children, to explore, ask questions, and embrace challenges. We can all contribute to raising the next generation of creative, compassionate, and capable leaders. Imagine a future where every child is empowered to explore, create, and lead. What role will you play in making that vision a reality? Thank you.